What is his want on page 1 when he comes back? Does he come? What page does he come back to the town?
Between 1 and 5.
Okay,
I mean,
so he
might have
returns.
a little setup.
So what does he
but,
want when he returns to that town?
I think he probably wants to just go back and get back in the way he thought his life was supposed to be.
So if we said that his want was to return to home and safety and normalcy, then he's in some kind of denial about what it ever was, right?
Yes.
What's his need?
Needs to realize that the place he was coming from was not normal.
Right.
Was not
Okay. So if his want is that safety and normalcy, but the need is to recognize that his childhood was not normal, this is really not okay behavior. What is his flaw?
He's terrified of doing anything wrong, and hesitates a lot, and he'll hesitate a second too long, and he'll have missed the right option and end up just going with the bad one because that's what he's used to.
Okay, now, I like that, but at the same time that's a little bit passive. You know what I mean? Because, I've said this a million times, right? The plot does not happen to a character. A character happens to the plot. So say if we say that his flaw is he's rigid and judgmental, just using that as a jumping off point because you'll fine-tune that, or, What symptoms would arise from being rigid and unmovable and judgmental?
I think he's very picky, very, he has his things, he has his one little suitcase of belongings and doesn't need anything else outside of that, and if something goes missing, it's a big problem.
How old is this character?
Late 20s.
He may be very scared about his own sexuality, about the sexuality of women, about anybody's.
He has very little experience with any kind of...
Right. So he's really not a whole human being. He's just been very cloistered. Now, how long has he been out of the town?
5 years.
Now, that's a long time to come back and still be that cloistered.
Sure.
Now, what if you were to just kill the darling of 5 years? What if he'd been gone for 9 months? And he came back and he came running back. But now this has happened.
I think that would probably be a little more active.
Maybe it's even some kind of ritual that the town does where you must do this, or something. He came back. Maybe you're not supposed to come back. And he came back anyway. He wants to hang on.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to come back, but he wasn't supposed to come back or something. So I would just kind of toy with that, with the purpose of how far he is then going to go across the script and really become it. So for him, this is really kind of a coming of age story. He's going to become a man, but not in the way that he thought.